What's up, everyone? I'm Virginie from Better Music, and this is my podcast, Better Minds, a place where we will get to be ourselves and talk about life, our struggles, our health, and of course, music. Thank you so much for listening. Today I'm chatting with Egyptian singer-songwriter Nouran. Despite being Egyptian and French, we both chose English as our main language to build our careers. On this episode, we talk about the challenges we had to go through to get to where we are today. Hope you like this one. So, you
Yes.
and I have this common thing. Yep.
Yes, we do.
Yes, we do. Well, we have a lot of people around us like us, but I don't really talk to them. I just know they're talking English, working in English, and do all that. But how did it started for you? Like, when did you start feeling connected to that language?
Okay, so that happened very early on, like during middle school, I think, when I would just really like I'm in love with this language. I love the poetry class, I love the novel class, I love the drama class, and I love every class that is in English. And then it start actually no wait, funny story. This started when I was like in kindergarten because yes. Hear me out. So my parents had like signed up for me to go to like an Arabic school just like any other person in Egypt. And then I was too good at English
Mm.
for my age. To the point that my teachers asked my parents for a meeting and they were like, "She's in kindergarten. What's wrong?" And then they were like, "No, no, no. It's fine. She's such a good like student and everything. But we recommend that you guys like switch her education system to a private one because only in private schools in Egypt you get to study like in
English?
English, yes, and study like even study
Everything
the
in
main
English?
subject, yes, even the main subjects in English except for the Arabic and religion.
Okay.
Like these ones they're not in English, but that was like this the normal like private school kind of like situation going on back there. And then my parents were like, yeah, but we're like it's kind of expensive, and my parents are not good with English, and they have like very limited education when it comes to English. They knew like a few words and a
Mm.
few like conversation starters. And then they were like, oh yeah, but we don't think this is feasible. And then the teachers, they were like, no, we see so much potential in her. We know that she's very good, and it's like very sad to see her be like wasted potential in like in a different like educational system.
Mm.
So you gotta like just like invest in her. That's when it started.
Oh, okay. So, how old were you?
I think like I know I'm no god I'm no oh god wait I'm not good with like the ages when it comes to like which class you were on like at grade one. I think I'm supposed to be 6 years old, so I
Something
think
like
I
that.
was
Yeah.
four. Yeah, I think I was like 4 or 5.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I was four or
Well,
five
that's
years
a
old.
good age to start, though.
Yeah.
That's a good
And
age.
it was just like random words, but then like I grew much more like fond of the language as I grew older.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because here we don't know English at all. Like, we know some things, but
Okay.
teachers don't really teach English in the best possible way. So,
Yeah. And the pronunciation is like crazy. That's why we all grow up with accents.
yeah, true. But French, come on, they don't know how to teach languages. It's super sad.
Yeah.
But I learned by myself.
Just the French, right? Just the French language.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's life. But yeah, I learned English by myself.
And how did you know that you wanted to like pursue learning English more?
Music. Because I was listening to a lot of, American music, English music, and I wanted to understand the words.
Ah.
So what I would do is that I would listen to songs and write every word I heard.
Oh
I would
my
make
God.
mistakes, but I would do that. And we didn't have internet back then. We had it, but we didn't have a good access back then. So I would just
Mhm.
write down everything and then I would check online. So this is how I learned to listen.
Oh my God. You were so dedicated.
Yeah, I was like 10, 11 or something.
I get it. I get that was my peak too, like with English. Like one of my friends at this age introduced me to, I think it was Justin Bieber and Katy Perry. And I've never been the same. And then I like went home and like watched all their like music videos or like videos of them online on YouTube, and then I was like, "Oh my God." And then YouTube recommended me You Belong With Me by Taylor Swift.
Mm. Well, it started with YouTube for me too.
Yes.
That was great.
YouTube is very educational, honestly. Like it's super
It
educational.
was all about music back then.
Hmm.
You only had artists posting covers, and this is how I fell in love with music. I would just type whatever song, and then I would find artists. This is how, you know, I
Yeah.
discovered artists. And
Awesome.
I was like, oh, that's my passion now.
And then like are you a musician?
Nope.
Then how do you like describe your strong passion towards music?
For me, it was more about melodies.
Okay.
Yeah, it's always been
Before
about
words.
that. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
always about that. Yeah, because I was French and I'm still French and I couldn't understand words back then. It was just all about melodies. And sometimes today I can choose to not listen to the words and only listen to the melodies. So that's
Like
funny. Sometimes,
willingly.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be like, oh, I love this song, but I don't want to listen to the words. And now I'm more about the production and melodies too, and the
Okay.
mix.
Oh, the mix.
Oh yeah.
That is
So
so
key.
specific.
So key. Like my ears know when it's bad.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry. You listen to my music.
No, it's actually good.
Really?
I only heard two songs, come on. And they're both good.
Well, the mixed part about music has always been my like weakest. So
Are you mixing yourself?
I did mix some stuff like demos at least, and then I would work with people. But like whatever I had out, it's to me it sounds mid. It sounds very like meh. Like of course I get it. It's part of the process. It's better to like put out stuff that you don't really like until you put things that you actually like out, and it's okay. Like it's part of the process. But at the same time, I would be so obsessed with the mix and the master and like how
Yeah,
this song sounds because I really care about this. And I would just
me
like,
too.
before knowing anything about mixing, I would just go like to my producer or like my audio engineer. I would just go like, this doesn't sound like songs on the radio.
Doesn't sound good.
Yes. And they were like, it's not supposed to, but okay.
Well, the mix is so key. Like it makes all the difference when you listen to a song. Sometimes a song is good, but the mix is so bad and it just kills everything.
100%.
Like some songs are super good from indie artists, and I'm like, man, the mix is not there. It's just too bad.
Yes. Because it is so like, it is so expensive
You know,
to
and you
like
have to
mix and
find good
master.
ones, good engineers. It's hard too.
Yes. 100%.
So yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah. 100%.
So what did you grow up listening to? American music? Egyptian?
Yes. How about a mix of both? But I would just like, okay, so I know I'm not one to like really make statements about lyricism in Arabic songs or like in Egyptian songs because I know that the Arabic language is so fascinating when it comes to words and letters and pronunciation, and the variety of words you can get out of this language is insane. It's crazy.
Mm,
However, I would always feel like these songs are not connecting with me.
Yeah.
I do not feel them. They would just like, in a very unironic way, they would just talk about like one specific topic and nothing else. And it's usually breakup songs. And it's funny enough that I get to say this because I'm a huge Taylor Swift fan. But I am a huge Taylor Swift fan because she knows how to do a variety of breakup songs
True.
that I did not find in breakup songs that I used to listen to like as a child. Like I would just like listen to that and be like, "Oh, let's see what the fuss is about for this artist." And then I only like find oh, like most of the songs were repetitive.
Mm.
And I was like, no, I don't really connect with that. It's just like the same wordings over and over and over. And then, like, I can't stop thinking about us. I can't stop thinking about you. You're all I see. You're all I need. And it's
Same
all the same.
topic.
Yes. And it's all the same. Like, it doesn't even like cover a new aspect of a breakup. Like for instance, there's this new song by Sydney Rose that's like called "We Hug Now." It's a friend breakup song. It's like a friendship breakup song. That is a song I needed to listen to as a
Yeah.
child when I was going through it with my
Mm.
friends. Like I needed this. So I would just like find this in other songs and not find this in like the Egyptian ones that I used to listen to. But then I became obsessed with this Egyptian band called Kairoki. It's like a mix of Cairo, which is the capital of Egypt,
Yeah.
and karaoke, like the key part of karaoke. They're like an Egyptian rock band, and they're really really good. They used to like talk about like political stuff back then, and it was so like it was like a canon event. You had to listen to this band when you were like at school. And everyone at school would be like talking about them. And then I checked them out and they were super great. And then I learned that they write their own lyrics.
Cool.
Yes, that is cool, but that is something that's very natural when it comes to like singers, songwriters in the like international scale of things. Because in Egypt, most artists, they do not write their music.
Oh, really?
Most. Yes. Which is something I
Interesting.
also, yes, like it's gonna be insane if I tell you like how much the artist actually contributes to the songwriting process. Artists, they did not even like participate in any like aspect of the songwriting process of the song. And that was crazy to me because I used to think that see, I had like revelations growing up about music, of course. But then I would like know for a fact that artists do not write their own songs, like in Egypt. And then I'd ask my mom, like, "Hey, did this artist write this song?" And then she's like, "No, the songwriter is this person." And I'm like, "Okay, but like, what did the artist do?" And then she's like, sing it." And so I thought that I would be doing just well enough if I just sing. I don't need to like learn anything else.
Yeah.
But then I was exploring my voice in English.
Mm.
So I had like confusion like, okay, but do I apply these rules like music unwritten or unspoken rules in like the Egyptian scene on myself as an artist? Do I like does this like apply to me?
Mm.
Because I thought like I was doing something different, and that was like before I knew that there are other artists in Egypt that were trying to like make music in English. Like that was way before this. I was just like trying to make sense of who I am as an artist and
Yeah.
like what is being an artist? What does it mean like truly? And then I found out that Taylor Swift writes her music like 90% of the time she does. And then I was flabbergasted. I was like, so the melody and the words, these are all her? That's insane. That's like an insane amount of work
True. So, when did you start writing? Were you writing in English or Arabic?
in English.
You never.
I've always written in English.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the thing is like you said, I was inspired to start working on my own music, but I didn't even know if I wanted to be an artist when I was like a child. I just
Yeah.
knew that I liked singing. I liked the feeling of being on stage and like having the spotlight on me and then doing horrible on stage because I'm so scared. and then doing this all over again. It felt amazing. So I was like, yeah, I really like this. And then it clicked when I saw this band, like this Egyptian band that I was telling you about. I saw them live for the first time ever. Like the first ever concert I've been to was when I was like 17.
Okay.
Or yeah, I think I was 16 or 17. This is like the first time I've ever been to a concert with my friends. And then I was like, I saw them on stage and I was like, I have to do this. The crowd was insane and they were screaming every lyric. And I'm like,
Mhm.
I want to be them so much right now. And then I went home and this was life changing. Like I've met this band live before, like face to face before in real life. And I've never told them this because I really chickened out and I thought it was gonna be cringe. But anyways,
Mhm.
I was like I went home this day and I was like I want to be an artist. What does it take to be an artist? And then I was inspired to like learn how to write my own music. But I can't lie when I tell you that like part of me wanting to like broaden my skills when it came to music was always also stemming from not feeling like I'm good enough.
Mm.
So I would feel like, yeah, my voice is nice, but it's not strong enough. It's not like a vocalist kind of sound. So I just maybe I should just like try to learn something more so I can just be more of an artist or be worthy enough of people checking me out because like my voice is not like Adele or Sia or Whitney Houston or like Mariah or like Ariana or like people with crazy vocals and I would just like go like, yeah, no one's gonna find me interesting enough. Maybe I should learn more and spend more time learning to be interesting enough for people to care about my music.
Mm.
And this is why I started like watching a lot of YouTube videos, tutorials, everything. Like there was no chat GPT or whatever to help with that. So I was like, how to become a songwriter, how to write your own songs, how to write your own music, how to make music at home. I watched so many videos. And one of them was I had like a huge obsession, I still do, with Conan Gray.
Mm.
I'm obsessed with this guy. But anyways, I saw this like video of him where like he was like, yeah, so if you want to like learn how to write a song, I can't tell you. There's no way of me telling you how to write a song. I'm just gonna take you through my process, and everyone has their own process. And I hit pause on this video and I started crying
Oh,
because
wow.
yes, because this was like my 1000th video of like this was like video number 1 million of me trying to get it right, to know the formula, to start. And then I was like, I started crying nonstop, and and then I was like, I'm never gonna learn how to make music. It's never gonna happen to me. Like nothing happens to me magically. I have to work very hard for it. So if it's not happening now, how do I make this? Like I was so scared because like trusting that the universe is gonna make me evolve in some way and be able to like get ideas for songs is not gonna happen because this sounded too magical and too unrealistic for me
Mm.
because it wasn't happening. Kind of like puberty, like it's not happening to you overnight, and it's and it's not something that you manifested. Like it happens on its own at its own timing. And so I was like, I think I was like 17 or 16 when I did this. And then over the next 2 years, I would just like spend time trying to write and never showing this to anyone and never speaking of it.
To
Like
anyone.
I'm to anyone, even my own parents, which who I was like really close to and still am, but like I would never like mention this. And then I would start with like, how about poems? And then I would start writing poems. And then how about like articles, like essays, or like just any form of writing. And this
Mm.
is also how I practiced being a writer, like generally,
Yeah.
not just a songwriter. So, like, okay, and this is why I fell in love with journalism as well. And I did it for like uni. I majored in journalism. And like I would just like put out my ideas and my feelings into like journal entries, thoughts, random lines. And then one time, I think it was during like quarantine. I was 19. So
All
like,
started during COVID.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. Like I think it was like 2 years after my very long research and YouTube tutorials. Yeah, that was a long journey. And I was like too scared to try and too scared to like even start trying. Like,
Mm.
what if you just tried the worst song ever? Just start. And I did not do this. Like, I would just write anything but a song. Anything but a song. And then and then I started like doing lyrics first and then melodies.
Mm.
And then I did not know how to play any instrument.
Yeah, so how did you do it
Any.
then?
Exactly. So I was like starting from scratch. We're talking scratch. So I would just like, I wrote this song. It's just like a lyrical idea. I have no melody for this. I have no chords. I have nothing musical. It's just a bunch of rhyming lines, which is technically a poem if you like think about it. But I decided that this is a song just so like I would again gaslight myself into thinking that you've written your first song and it's not even a song. And then I would just like learn like oh my god how to do melodies, and then I would just like hum all day and listen to more songs and consume more media and watch more YouTube videos and just like try to be inspired and like try to like give melody to this line in a very like um in a very specific or similar way to another that I've heard before.
Mm.
Like I would just copy melodies until I would just like get good at this and like generating my own melodies. And then it magically happened overnight. I was like I got this idea for a song and it came to my mind with a melody and I was like, "Oh my god,
Perfect.
yes. Now it's just the music. Like okay, nice. Now I've got, I have the lyrics, the melody. What about like the chords? You don't know any like you don't know shit about music. I never knew anything about music. And then I was like, okay, maybe I could start. And then I would again go to YouTube. Like I wish YouTube would like sponsor me at some point because who I am is made up of just a bunch
YouTube.
of YouTube tutorials. Yes. 100%. Who I am, who I strive to be. This is all YouTube. So thanks YouTube for building my career, I think. And
Thank you,
then yeah,
YouTube.
yes. And then I would just like go to YouTube again and like search music theory. Music theory for like dummies. Music theory 101. If
Man.
I don't know anything about music, where should I start? And then I grew to like learn more about like oh yeah, this is like a chord and this is a note and this is a key and these are called that and then it would just like develop. And then I still had no instrument and I did not have the ability to like write music. Like, yeah, I know the chords. So, and so what? Like, what are you going to do with the chords? Are you just going to like sit and like look at the chords and they're going to magically write themselves? Nothing was happening. And so I like decided not to let this like limitation hold me back when it came to like songwriting because I know it like it needed a lot of practice, and if I did want to practice then I need to like not limit myself to any like setbacks. And so I would just like search for free instrumental
All
videos
right.
on
Yeah.
YouTube and then listen to the music and then see what I come up with.
Smart. Yeah.
Yes. And I ended up like reaching out to one of the producers that put up something like that and we like worked together on one of my first songs ever. Like this was like the first song ever I've put out. It's No You.
Okay.
It started with like a verse and a chorus and it was just like a practice demo kind of thing, but the producer liked it so much and he was like, "Let's just put it out." And I'm like, "Okay, sure." Because at this point I was just trying to tell people that hey, I can write my own songs.
Mm.
I wasn't really looking forward to anything out of this release. Like, especially looking at this now, I was not like waiting for anything more than that. Like, this is just a mere announcement on my socials that, hey, I'm doing original music.
Mm.
And then one thing led to another, and I started piano classes.
Oh, nice.
Absolutely hated this. It was, yeah, because I always feel like I'm late. Like, I always feel like I'm a late bloomer, which is not technically correct because like at every table that I'm at, you'd find that I'm the youngest person at this table.
Oh, okay.
Always, always. Like for work, for my education, for everything, I would just always be a step ahead of other people who might be like older or like have more experience than me, but I am the youngest person at the function. Like I'm there with you and this matters.
Mm.
So that was always something so like impressive, but at the same time, it would not change how like my self perception was. Like I always thought that yeah, you're just late to everything. Like no pop star makes it at 25. Like what are you? Are you a fucking grandmother? Are you like no one's gonna listen to you when you're 25 because who wants to make music at 25? Why are you not just like this dreamy, amazing teenager who puts out music and everyone listens to and everyone is fascinating over and obsessed with?
Mm.
So that was also something that was really holding me back. And when I started like piano classes, I think I was 21.
So like
And that
three
was for
years
me.
ago?
Yes. And
Yeah.
and I think that's too late. And like what reinforced this idea was that every time I'd go to my class, the girl before me practicing, like having her private class with the instructor, guess how old she was?
56.
Oh no. She was 7 years old. And I'm like, oh my God, you're my worst nightmare. Like imagine you feel jealous because a 7 year old, like this is a literal child. What are you? And then I'm like, yeah, children come to learn. How am I gonna learn at like 21? This is like absurd. And then I would be so depressed. Like every time I show
Yeah,
up
I
to the
get it.
class,
I get it
I'm
though.
so depressed. And every time I come back from the class, I'm so depressed. So I like stopped taking
Mm.
classes. And then I worked on something that was more rewarding because it was a little niche. Not everyone does this, like specifically artists in Egypt, like small artists in Egypt. Not everyone would take vocal lessons.
Oh, yeah.
That is something I really enjoyed. I took up vocal lessons right after that with like a few months. And then I took the classes for like at least a year. I don't remember how long, but it really shifted a lot of things.
Amazing.
Yes, for me and singing live and everything, it really helped with like my confidence.
Mm.
But then yeah, and then I would just like back to songwriting, I would just always write up song seeds, ideas, titles, lyrics that I think are good, quotes that I really liked, things I like caught from conversations happening on TV or like in real life. I would just like eavesdrop and really like this line and then just write it. And then I would just like develop a lot of like ideas this way and a lot of songs this way. I would just like use chords. And then I found out about like chord generators. And I met up with like a lot of musician friends in real life in the music scene. That's also helped me like write with
Mm.
some of my friends. So it's just like it evolved from me and YouTube to me and actual musicians, and also me and more advanced tools that would help me pull like at least envision my ideas. And the samples on Logic or like on Ableton or like any DAW, you just find the samples, just a loop of guitar or
Yep.
piano or like that would just get me going. So I used to like do that all the time.
Wow. And here you are
Yes.
today,
Yes.
Julia Michaels twin.
Oh
No,
my God.
you are yourself.
Yeah.
Nouran. Nouran?
Yes.
In Arabic, you say Nouran or
In
Nouran?
Arabic, it's Nuran.
Nouran. Okay.
Yes. It's more of a Ran thing.
It's like a Spanish thing. Nouran.
Yeah. Yes. I used to hate my name as a kid because like every other child or like girl in specific would have this like very cute demure name that was like Sarah, Mia, Katie, or like whatever. It was just like it was just like a short name
Yeah.
that is so cute and simple and girly. And then they would ask me, "What's your name?" And I'm like, Nuron. That's my name. Like this is a Batman kind of situation here.
So badass. Nouran.
Yeah, edgy.
That's so edgy. And does it mean anything?
Yeah, it does.
What it,
It means
edgy.
light.
Okay.
No, I wish. No, it means light or a person who has light.
Oh wow, that's beautiful.
It is. Do you think it's foreshadowing something?
Who knows?
Only time can tell.
Yeah, that's beautiful. So you're
Oh.
from Egypt and you're making music in English. So what are the biggest challenges?
The biggest challenge was finding people to listen to the like finding the audience is the challenge. It's always the challenge. And also another challenge was like people love to say opinions all the time, to
Oh
say
my
their
God.
opinions all the time. Yes. And they also love giving unsolicited advice all the time,
True. I hate that. I don't talk to people now.
right?
It's
You know-
so annoying. Like they don't know anything. They're not even doing any project or anything. They just like to talk and criticize everything we
oh
do.
yeah. Oh yeah, 100%. And they're just like they have the audacity to like form an opinion about
Yeah.
something that you do. Like, oh
Sh-
my God.
Shut up.
Yes. Who asked for your opinion? And believe me, not once I've asked for their opinion. Like the specific people that I'm
It's even
talking about.
worse. It's even
Yes.
worse.
We're way worse. And it's like much, much worse when you care about their opinions more than you
Oh,
should.
yeah. Yeah. It's
Yes.
hard.
Because I do. And like when like back in Egypt, like people would say, why don't you sing in Arabic? How are you representing your culture and your identity?
Mm,
Like language is an integral part of a culture and it's an integral part of your identity. How are you representing Egypt or Egyptian people when you're not even speaking their language? This would make me feel like I'm the biggest fraud ever.
mm.
And like and like and it's not natural for me to speak in English or express myself in English or write music in English just because I feel this way. And it's really messed up with my head for like quite a few times. Um and I would just like lose hope. Like no one's ever made it outside of Egypt. Like out yeah, no one's ever made it from Egypt to the like to the global scene. No one's ever made it like in Egypt, like no one's ever made it to the global scene with English music.
Mm.
And so this also messed up with my head real bad because like what if you're just and someone legit told me, yeah, but like if you go to the States or like you go to any English speaking country, what are you offering that is special or like more special than the talents there are already like providing? They're just like, no, in fact, they may be better than you because they're the original speakers of this language. Or they're like the OGs of the country. So they might as well have like more original or like authentic or like connecting experiences to offer through music with the audience there. What makes you think that
Well,
they're
no,
gonna be so
you are
special?
super original because you're from Egypt. You're singing in English. So that makes you different.
Right?
That
And
makes you stand out
I
from
hope I
everyone
hope
else.
so. I really hope so because I was like, yeah, I really see a lot of like other musicians from like different ethnic backgrounds. And if you listen to like artists um I really have no like examples. I really have no example because even the artists that made it with English music outside of like the American or British background, there are only a few artists that made it.
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
Yeah, like some of the K-pop scene, some in the Latin scene as well.
Yeah, but the K-pop, they usually sing in Korean and then they will mix English and Korean. So
Exactly,
like
which is
K-pop is
yeah,
just like another thing.
another genre. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but I'm trying to think.
There's so few. I think I forgot them over
Yeah.
because
Maybe they
you have
tried some, but not every song.
yes.
Or they would do a duet, maybe with
Yes,
an
yes.
American artist or English, and they would
Also
do,
yes.
yeah.
But oh my God, I was like, so there's like no case study for this.
You are the study. You are my study.
I'm your experiment.
I am.
I hope it's a successful one.
Trust me, I'm very good at this.
Yeah, of course you are. You are. No, but it's actually crazy that no one's ever made it with English music being like of a completely different ethnic background because you have so many things to talk about as an English speaking person who is not like originally from the English speaking country.
Mm,
There's like tons of experiences that are not spoken about.
that's so
And
true.
yes, and I don't really want this to be like my only personality trait or something. Like this is not my personality trait. This is not just like the one aspect that I want to express in music. But it's also a huge aspect of who I am as a person and that shaped my experiences. I
Mm,
moved out of the country for this. I left everything behind. I had a really nice job that people would kill for and I had a supportive family and I have supportive friends and I had a band and a somewhat like audience waiting for the band and their shows and they would show up for like each concert and I had so many things to give up. And maybe I don't realize this enough that I gave up so many things just because there's always this idea that you're not heard, you're not seen, you're not even represented. And if you are, it's probably in the most stereotypical way ever.
mm.
It's almost like you're one dimensional.
You're just following your heart.
Exactly. And sometimes it's not that big of a
It's
deal.
tough. Yeah.
Right? Yes. And like sometimes like, yeah, what about it? I don't need to like make rocket science or something. I just this is music. This is how I feel. These are things I'm going through as an expat. These are things I'm going through as someone who's always grown up to like different things than other people did. Who like got mocked for my music taste at school and like they were legit. They were like serious about this. And I
Oh my
thought
God.
like people, yeah, I thought like these, like they're just like, I think it was like two bullies. And I don't think they remember this, but this shaped a huge part of my childhood. And it made me feel so like on the outside. It made me feel like I'm a stranger.
Mm,
And I fear that I feel, or like some part of me, or some side at least, would always feel like they're a stranger or they're like an outcast in
mm.
any setting. Because like at school, they were all listening to, don't get me wrong, there were girls listening to One Direction and Justin Bieber, of course. It's like a canon event, but no one was as obsessed as I was with
Yeah.
like either One Direction, Taylor Swift, Katy Perry, Justin Bieber, like whatever artist, I was just too crazy about the artist. And that's when like the bullying happened. They were like, you're not even like you're not even listening to real music. Like pop
Oh.
music is not real. Get over this. You should be listening to the Beatles if you want to listen to like English music. And then oh my god, this felt so horrible back in the day.
I bet.
Oh my God. And then I remember someone like from the bullies, there was this one person that I asked, like, wait, do you really think I'm crazy for like listening and like obsessing over this band? And then he was like, yes, I
Oh
think you are.
wow.
I think you totally are. And I was like, oh my God. Like going back, like thinking at it now, this didn't mean anything. Like this is just a person I'm never gonna see again. It's just like some person I see at school. This person has nothing to like to influence my life this way,
Mm,
but then it did.
yeah, I
And
feel that.
and I had yeah, and I had like another thing because like back in the Middle East or like in Egypt, they would like girls. They still have the ultimate dream of becoming wives or mothers.
That's their dream. They don't
Yes.
have big dreams.
Yes. And I would just like I was at like a constant conflict with myself because are you a feminist if you're thinking less of other women because they have different dreams than you do?
Mm.
And because there was like this situation that I went through that traumatized the hell out of me, like for real. Like I kept talking about this at therapy. I was at school again and I was talking very passionately about my dreams and like, oh yes, I want to like sing this song for Christmas, and we had like a school Christmas party and I was supposed to perform.
Mm.
And then I really wanted to do like something so like traditional, just like the old Mariah Carey, like the All I Want for Christmas one is You, and that's like the basic Christmas song. It's nothing
Yep.
special. But I was too excited and I was like, yes, I'm performing. I'm going to be on stage because that was like the first time ever at school. And then there was this boy who just like showed up like and cut me off. Like when I was like talking to my friends, like a group of my friends, and I was telling them how excited I am to be performing for this like school party, and then he just cut me off in a very rude way. And then quote, he said this, okay? He was like, yeah, I want you to keep yapping and talking about your big dreams that are never gonna happen and that you're just gonna like recount to your children and your husband as you like cook for them. And then you'd be like, yeah, these were like my long lost dreams.
Oh my God. Did you slap him?
I did not.
I wish. I wish.
Yes. And I know for a fact that he does not remember this. I know for a fact.
Because you saw
But
him again?
I did see him like at school reunions.
Oh, okay.
I would not open this up. Like, I would never speak of this incident because I don't even think he thinks this is an incident. But to me, this has really scarred
Traumatic.
me. Yes, this
Yeah.
has really scarred me for life because it really raised a lot of like conflicts inside of me. Like about my feminism, about my values, about my dreams, about what if you just end up like this? What if he's right?
Mm.
I just kept being haunted by the what ifs of this conversation. And I fear that I still am. Which, on a good note, it really created a lot of like trauma responses, which would reflect in my relationships, like as a teen and as an adult and as, oh my God, wait, like as a teenager and as a grown up, you would just like go through like talking stages, situationships, relationships, whatever. It would always reflect like this specific incident
Yeah.
would always reflect on my relationships. And this is why I feel so paralyzed talking about this because it reflected like on my like entire lifespan, and now it's created some songs and I'm still not over this conversation. So
Yeah.
like this was one challenge in my childhood. Mind you, I was barely 13 at this age.
Mm.
So it really, really, really affected me. This is one challenge. The second challenge was like I said, there's no there's no like footprint to follow. There is no case study. There's nothing. I feel like I'm trying to prove a physical theory or like a mathematical theory because like how do I explain numbers for you when you've never heard about numbers? Like this feels like that. Like imagine Newton like was just explaining gravity to someone and they had no idea what that was.
Right.
I feel this way. So yeah, I feel alienated most of the time talking about my dream and feel weird about it. And also the audience, people would like make me think that no one's gonna hear you or like listen to you, or you're not gonna be able to like geographically reach people because it's the algorithm. It's so many things controlling what you put out and what people receive from you as a person online.
Yeah.
And so yeah, and so these were like ones of the biggest challenges I've ever encountered as an artist in Egypt,
Yeah,
singing,
but the
even
thing is,
singing.
you kept going despite what people would say.
Oh yeah. Wait, I did.
That's what I did too. Like in this town, no one cared about, music like I did. And everybody chose like a normal career. And
Yes.
I'm the only one in my family, in my just, everybody around me who chose music as a career and English. So it was so hard for me, but I did it anyway. We
Yay!
did it, girl.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do, and we did, and we always will do.
Yeah, that's the only path.
Oh yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, wait, we have so much in common.
Told you. We had the same childhood.
Yes. Oh my God. And like no one would get it. And like yeah, I did I just realized that I am also the first person in my entire maybe ancestry like to pick up music as a career and in English. That's completely
Yeah,
new.
that's crazy.
Oh my
But
God.
so hard for us, but we did it and we keep going.
Yes, we will.
Because
We're
yeah,
unstoppable.
this is what we believe in.
Yes.
And weird question, do you think in English in your mind or in Arabic?
I love this question.
Because sometimes I think in English and sometimes I think in French.
Same. And that's the fun part about being a bilingual person. Like, imagine people who speak four languages. Oh my God. I would love to be a fly on the wall in their mind. Like, oh my God, how do you think? What's your thought process? But hear me out. Whenever I would just feel like I have so many things to say, I would just think in English.
Yeah.
Like, I have so many things to express. I have so much to say. I'm angry. I'm sad.
Emotions are much easier for me in English.
Same.
In French, it feels weird. I don't know.
Yeah,
I just
same.
don't feel it. So when I
Really?
have to write my thoughts, I just write in English, usually.
Same. Yeah, like my journal entries, my morning pages I've been doing also in English, like my entire life. Even my diaries, my everything I've written is in English, except for the one song that's coming out next.
Yeah, I love this one. Well, the one you sent me.
Just FYI, I feel like you're my therapist at this point.
I'm some kind of therapist. I love it.
Oh yes, you are, and you're a great one.
I try.
No,
I
you're
try.
the best. You're the
But
best,
but
honestly.
this podcast is like a therapy for me
Really?
because we talk about things we don't usually talk about with, you know,
Yes.
the friends that I have here. We don't talk about this stuff.
Oh yeah. Because maybe not everyone can relate, but like at least, or like maybe they just go on their days, like they go about on their days in their lives, not thinking
Yeah, I think
or like talking about this.
we have two lives, like the one we have with music and the one we have with
Oh
other people, like
yes,
the more life.
I hate my normal life.
It's boring.
It's
Well,
so
it's not
boring.
boring. I'm not.
No, it is so boring. Like, what do you mean I work in marketing? That's just any person on the planet can work in marketing. No, I'm just kidding.
You're not boring.
No offense to marketing people.
Yeah, but it's weird because my friends don't know anything about what I do. Well, they know what I do, but they just don't get it. So we
Hmm.
don't talk about it. So
I
when I
think no
talk
one
to people
does.
like you, I'm that okay. I can be
Yes, exactly.
myself.
Yeah. Like I can really, really, really speak about how much music means to me and how it's affected my life and how it's become mostly the biggest part of my life without feeling like I'm insane or feeling like I'm an alien or feeling like you're talking about things that not people like not normal people do not relate to.
Yeah,
Like sometimes I would just get so frustrated and then wish I was normal. Like I wish I wasn't
same.
talented.
Yeah,
I wish I wasn't really interested in music. I wish I didn't want to pursue this.
yeah,
But it's bigger than that, you know, Virginie. It's like I feel like it's written in our stars. It's like our destiny, our fate kind of thing
Mm.
situation. Because these are things you can control. Like if you have
Yeah, yeah,
enough will and enough self-control, you can just let your dreams go. A lot of people
exactly.
did.
Yeah,
A lot of people did, and they're living just fine, by the way. They're just like reminiscing on the dreams, like the guy told me at school.
yeah,
They're just like reminiscing about their old or like long lost dreams. But we're so relentless. We're so like persistent. Like, I'm gonna make this. I'm so interested in this. I want to exist in this community.
yep. Because I
And that's,
tried to stop like a few times, and there was always something that would bring me back, like a sign or just someone telling me something or just
oh my
anything. I was
God.
like, okay, I just have to keep going then.
Oh
So
my God. So you take everything as a sign like I do?
yeah, I do. Another common thing. Okay, final words. What do you want to say? What do you want to add?
This is the part where I just say that I'm always scared. Even when I'm asleep, you could sense that I'm scared.
Oh, me too.
Yes,
But
like
we
this is
just do it anyway.
this is like an emotion that I live with. The longest running emotion ever
Like
is
every day you have a
fear.
little bit of fear
Yes.
and
And
doubt.
yes.
Same for me.
Yes, of
I just in
course.
the back of my mind, I just think about it like for a few seconds,
Always.
and then you're like, okay, fuck it, keep
Oh
going.
yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much my inner monologue as well. Like pretty much my inner like my
It's only
inner
a few seconds, not
yes.
minutes, not in,
Yes.
not
Like,
anymore.
oh my God, what would happen if you just like, you know what? I'll just do it. I'm scared. This is true. But I would know that like I'm just measuring up. If I would be more scared to do this or be more regretful of not doing this,
Yeah.
I'd always pick the scared part.
Because if we stopped, what's gonna happen? Nothing.
No, can I exaggerate?
Yep.
Because I feel like if I ever stop working towards this goal, I feel like I'm I'm not gonna be me.
Wow, that's powerful.
Yeah, and that's like the scariest thing ever. Like I know, like I'm uncertain about so many things in life. But one certainty that I've always lived with is music and wanting to make music and wanting to make it big in the global scene as an Egyptian artist and wanting to be a representation without like dressing a certain way, without like speaking a certain way. I'm just me.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode. I always knew that music was more than just a hobby. I chose a different path from most people around me. I chose music, or music chose me. I also chose English to build my career, and some of you also did that. Nouran did that. Despite all the struggles we had to go through and all the criticism, we kept going. Don't let anyone stop you from being your true self. I guess that's the lesson learned here. Thank you again for listening. Until next time, take care of your mind.